How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. It's your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. Want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to rock out with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I'm back with another video. And family, in this one, you are going to be disgusted. And particularly if you love eating out, going to these fast food restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, and you got people that's preparing your food that really and truly they not only are they not hygienic, they just not good people. So family, let's go ahead on and look at this video and listen. Try to keep your composure because it's really probably it's probably gonna make your stomach start to curl.
Now to a story we all wish would be just a gross urban legend. But in McCurtain County, a former Arby's manager is charged with felony poisoning, accused of spitting in a woman's food and giving her herpes as a result.
Now, I know family, I done jumped in and the video ain't even got rolling good, but I just want to say this. Whoever this woman was, knowing that your nasty ASS that you infected, and you spit in somebody's food, my good lady, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Not only is that disgusting, but you have no regard for human health, human life.
After a long night bartending, Jenica Church stopped at Arby's in Broken Bow.
It was taking a little bit of time. Thought they were probably mad at me because it was right about to close.
Jenica said she had some history with Amanda Hendricks, the manager, but nothing major. She went home, ate, and shared sandwiches with her father-in-law and grandmother-in-law. Jenica, her husband, the kids, and the grandparents all lived together. After that night, Jenica's mouth began to flare up like it never had before. The doctor diagnosed her with herpes.
Several times a week, I get a flare up. It goes all the way up to the top of my eye twitches. I mean, it's very painful.
You're probably wondering, how could she possibly connect herpes to Arby's? Broken Bow is a small town. Jenica says Amanda Hendricks was bragging about spitting in her sandwiches that night. And Jenica's daughter heard the story. According to the affidavit, Broken Bow police say they pulled cameras and saw Amanda spitting in the food.
Family, look at this woman. But now I'm gonna tell you, I know some of y'all love Arby's, don't you? Oh yeah, I know. Them beef and cheddar. Them beef and cheddars. I know, I remember, I listen, believe it or not, back in the day, I used to have a gig working at Arby's. And man, let me tell you something, them beef and cheddar sandwiches. But here's the thing. I was making my own foods. Well, I wasn't worried about nobody else wasn't touching my sandwich. When I went on lunch break, I made my own foods. But look at this woman, family. Look at her. Disgusting. Now, my good lady, you round here, you round here got the I ain't gonna say you got the you might not have the HIV, you might not have the ninja, but man, you got something that you ain't never ever gonna be able to part ways with. What you got, you gonna take to your grave. And now, it'd be one thing if you was reckless and you had unprotected sex, right? This lady right here, it'd be one thing she was reckless. She met up with a little dude after work at the little clubby club and after a few drinks, and then they hook up and she failed to tell this man, hey, by the way, I'm infected with this, this situation, right? This virus, right? But you just go ahead and let him, instead of him protecting himself, because you can't put all the onus on the women. You can't hold him 100% responsible, gentlemen. You better learn how to protect yourself. But as we know, he was sloppy and he run up in, and now, a couple months later, he have a breakout. Now I can see, you know what I'm saying? And even then, I would say that's shysty. because she should have notified that man, and that's a crime in and of itself. But for you to spit in somebody's food, man, family, that's low. Man, family, that's lower than dirt. That's basically what she said. She had such disrespect and disdain for this woman that she felt like this woman was lower than dirt.
She's charged with felony poisoning with intent to injure. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. You hear that as like a tale that wouldn't happen.
That's literally what I was just about to say. Like, people say, oh, we'll spit in your food or whatever, but I've never seen that happen.
Jenica and her family filed a lawsuit against Amanda, Arby's, and affiliated restaurant groups, claiming extreme anxiety, emotional distress, and fear of infection. Jenica fears it'll impact her service industry work.
Personally, if I go out to eat and I see somebody with that big old thing on their face, I don't want them serving my food. I can't kiss my daughter's face off anymore. That was like my thing. Just kiss your face off. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's sad.
The fallout is tough for Jenica's mother-in-law, Patricia Dollarhite, to even talk about.
I'm sorry. When we were leaving today, my son was sitting at my table eating breakfast, and he wanted a kiss. Bye. But he could not have one. So you bet I'm angry. I see what it's doing to my grandchildren, to my son, to my husband. I don't want to kiss my husband. He ate the food. Because he hasn't had an outbreak doesn't mean he don't have it.
That's
The
right.
family attorney, Will Blocker,
Wow.
says he's floored that it appeared to be accepted behavior, as no other witness employees did anything.
And they let it go all the way out the door to the point my client now has a communicable disease. That has to be culture deeper than just Arby's Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Maybe it's Flynn Restaurant Group and all 300 different kinds of stores they own. I don't know, but we're going to find out.
So we reached out to Broken Bow Police about the footage, but it is a holiday, so we'll reach back out on Monday. We've also asked Arby's for comment and have not heard back yet. Now,
So, family, this young lady's life has been altered. It's been changed. And she got children, got a husband. You heard the older lady. She said she can't even kiss her husband because he ate the food. Trailer Park Tammy, who spit in that lady food, they need to throw the book at her ass. That's right, I said it. Y'all always want to come around here and you want to always talk about how bad black folks is. Black folks savages. They offing each other, they killing each other, they selling dope, they breaking houses, they robbing, pillaging all through the countryside. But yet and still, it never ceases to amaze me how you get this type of behavior. And it ain't from black folks. Now, I'm not gonna sit up and say that black folks don't be clowning. Yeah, we got some clowns in my community. But let me tell you something, white folks, y'all got some nasty MFs in y'all's. Listen, this is historical data moving forward through the ethos of time and space. As long as we still in existence, this video gonna always be in existence, and it's gonna stand as a warning as to how despicable that people can be. So this woman then altered the lives of these people. This older woman that can't even kiss her husband because, as she said, just cause he ain't had no outbreak don't mean that he ain't gonna test positive. You know, family, the attorney made a valid point, right? Everybody saw this happening. And they watched the sandwich, they watched the meal go out the door, like the lawyer said. So this ain't just about one person, the person who spit in the food. It's about the people who watched it happen and said nothing. because we live in a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. That's right. Family, you better be careful when you go out, y'all. For all y'all that like to go out and eat and all, eating out all the time. And I know, ladies, y'all put all these high price demands on what a man should do. He got to take y'all out to five-star restaurants. Well, guess what? You don't think it's a possibility that one of them shiesty cooks in the back done had a bad day? They getting ready to fire his ass or her ass, and she pissed off, and she might spit in the food, might spit on your steak, might spit on your filet mignon, might spit on your lobster. Oh yeah, that's right. But y'all quit to want to go eat out. Let me tell you something about that whole DoorDash and Uber Eats. I ain't gonna lie, family, I'm guilty of it too. Because on some days I don't feel like leaving the house and I lazy and I just take my chance and roll the dice. Because that's exactly what you're doing. Listen, I remember one time I ordered some Uber Eats, and when I got my foods, the odor of some very strong marijuana, and I don't know if it was medical grade or homegrown, but it was all over the bag. It was all I mean, goddamn. I mean, it was the food damn near tastes like weed. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm necessarily against the whole medical marijuana thing, but I don't want my damn my damn cheesesteak to taste like a blunt. But that's where we at. Man, I done had all types of characters deliver food, man. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and they some of them look strange, some of them look like they just one missing a meal away from coming back and trying to rob your ass. Listen, you better be careful. We all got to be careful. And let me tell you, this matrix that we live in has got us lulled into a false sense of security, because now you feel safe that you can sit at home, go on your little phone and order you some Uber Eats and whatnot. You go ahead and order you that extra large pizza with extra cheese, with the mushrooms and the pepperoni and bacon, and you hoping that the person that's preparing your pizza, you hoping that they straight. You hoping that when they went to the bathroom, they washed their hands. You hoping and praying, and you hoping that the delivery person is a decent person too. Because think about it. Everybody at the damn pizza joint could have done everything right. Everybody go to the bathroom, they wash their hands, they very hygienic, they could have done everything right. But then you get old shady ass Sam, meth head Mike, look crackhead Pookie. You get them delivering your foods, you don't know what you gonna get by the time it leave the store and get to your house. So I'm guilty of it too. So you would think that if a person actually went to the restaurant, waited for it in the drive-through, that the people will feel a little bit like, man, you know what? Even if the people that work at these little restaurants on some shady BS, you will hope that they'll be like, nah, they here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but family, if you go to a restaurant and you can't actually see them preparing your foods, where you can visually watch them prepare your foods, man, you rolling the dice. You taking a chance. And most certainly, if you order DoorDash and Uber Eats, man, family, you taking a chance with your life and your health. You just don't know. If you think this just applies to this little town, where it was at in Oklahoma, I think you think it just applies to down there. You don't think they got meth head Amanda? You don't think Trailer Park Tammy, they got them in your state? They got them everywhere. Them people there, and guess what? They ain't all white either. They don't all just come in one color. So that just goes to the type of people that are in society nowadays. Man, this is terrible. This is terrible. This woman, this woman got a disease that she gonna take to her grave. And she ain't even had nothing to do with it. I can see if she cheated on her husband, went and slipped off with some little pookie and got a little cheeks clap and came back with it. But she didn't even do that. All she did was just try to go get some food because she had worked a long shift at her job and she wanted to go through the drive-through. And because they mad because they was getting ready, because they probably was mad. That's probably why they did. That's why I say, family, listen, unless it's a 24-hour spot and you can wash and prepare your foods, I wouldn't do it. You go to a spot and they getting ready to close, man, they gonna be pissed because they want to get off. They want to go. They've been dealing with a rush crowd for hours on end. They want to go home and you stroll your ass up in there at the last minute. They ain't trying to hear because you just got off from work. They gonna spit in your food. Spit on the girl sandwich. Probably spit on the curly fries, the potato wedge. You just a nasty little something. Family, you can take this one as a public service announcement. Listen, I got to look at the man in the mirror because I'm just as guilty of it. I am just as guilty of it. So listen, I don't need to get shot to know that a bullet hurts, right? So it's this thing in life talking about, being smart and being wise. Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from watching other people crash out and burn and get effed over, even if it ain't their fault. Just like this lady, ain't this lady's fault, ain't her fault, but she still got effed over. So guess what? We need to learn from that. We need to learn from her example and say, man, maybe I ought not go to Arby's before they getting ready to close. Because as she said, she had some problems. Her and the girl, they had some interactions. I don't know what that means, but my good lady, you ought to know that if you in Trailer Park Tammy had some interactions, because it's a small town, and you strolled your ass up in there, you know Trailer Park Tammy was gonna spit in your food. But I tell you what, though, I bet this family gonna be sitting real pretty. Cause let me tell you, they got an Arby's in every city. They gonna be sitting pretty. Oh yeah, they finna get them some mad money. But what good is money when every so often you got damn blisters on your damn lip and shit, man? That's crazy. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.